It's time for JSU Today, a program featuring some of the exciting people, places, and events at Jacksonville State University. With your host, Mike Hathcock.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to JSU Today. Coming up on this week's show, I'll be talking to Dr. Mark Fagan, the department head of the Jacksonville State University Department of Sociology and Social Work. Dr. Fagan has served as a consultant many times and is considered to be an expert on the economic impact of retirees in a community. In our Gamecock Sports segment, Mike Parrish will have part number 2 of his interview with new Jacksonville State men's head basketball coach James Green. Plus, I'll have the 125 in 125 as JSU celebrates its 125th anniversary in 2008. It's all coming up next on JSU Today.
Being a part of a fraternity sorority at Jacksonville State, you learn it. You learn the organization and how it operates. You live it because essentially it's a way of life. You lead it. You lead it in the direction of excellence and the standards that the national office has set for it. And you love it, you appreciate it, and you give back to what is given to you.
Call 1-800-231-JAX1 or log on to jsu.edu.
If you're interested in being a member of the Marching Southerners, the main thing that we look for is a good attitude and good work ethic. We're willing to work with just about anyone that's had prior band experience throughout their high school career. For information, they could go to our website, which is www.marchingsoutherners.org, and they will find the answer to most of their questions there.
Call 1-800-231-JAX1, 256-782-5268, or visit us on the web.
The College of Nursing and Health Sciences at JSU strives to equip our students with the skills on both critical thinking and technical skills that are required to be a quality healthcare professional. As students in the JSU nursing program, they work in a wide variety of local hospital settings as well as community settings. And then as graduates, they're able to take those skills and the knowledge that they've learned to make themselves more marketable.
For more information, call us or visit us on the web.
Welcome back to JSU Today. It's time for our Person of the Week segment, and we're very happy to have Dr. Mark Fagan, who's the department head of the Sociology and Social Work Department here at Jacksonville State University. Mark, glad to have you on the program.
Nice to be here.
Tell me, how long have you worked here at JSU?
I came here in 1981, so I'm finishing up 27 years, and I've loved it. I've been involved in developing the social work program that we have now. Have 200 majors in social work. We've graduated over 1,000, and the program's been nationally accredited since 1988. So Dr. Rebecca Turner and I were the two people that came on board at the very beginning of that development phase. So that's been my primary function at JSU. My research function has been to research retirees because I had an interest in long-term care. And been researching retirees steadily since 1983 and looking at the economic impact of retirees and looking at how the state of Alabama can benefit from the influx of affluent retirees.
Right. And I know you have written several books and publications on the subject. In fact, on your website, it just goes on and on forever about the research that you've done. So you really must be really interested in this part of our society, the retirees of Alabama and the United States, because it's just not here in Alabama.
No, and I've worked a lot with Mr. Pat Shaddix over in the Center for Economic Development in the Business School in Dean Fielding on this particular subject, and we were able to help determine that rural counties in Alabama could attract tourists and retirees at times when they could not compete in what we call the smokestack chasing or the silicon chip sweepstakes in order to create jobs for their children and their grandchildren. So we were involved in the late 80s to establish a statewide program to attract retirees to Alabama. I was released half-time for 4 years for that involvement. And then we were able to work on the conceptualization of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, which has been highly successful in bringing tourism revenue in this state from 1.3 billion in 1988 to actually over about 9.3 billion and in this last year. So one of the reasons it was built was to, quote, attract retirees, and Dr. Bronner would say that our research at JSU influenced his decision regarding that aspect of the golf trail.
Right. How has your average retiree changed in the last 25 years?
Well, basically people are living longer and they're healthier, wealthier, and better educated. And so baby boomer generation is now entering older years, and so they are increasing the percentage of older people to the total population. So older people control 1/4 of the population, but yet they're controlling 3/4 of the financial assets.
Right. I actually saw a piece on the Today Show this morning actually about retirees and the fact that a lot of people are realizing because of the economy now, gas prices, for example, food prices, that they had been planning to retire in a year or two are finding out they can't retire because of the economic situation. Are you seeing that too?
Well, sure, and of course these are economic cycles that our country contends with, and we've been in a down cycle. The question is whether or not we're in a recession technically, but it's definitely been a slowdown, and a lot of that has been due to the subprime financial situation and the housing market. So the housing market has really been a slowdown, and maybe in a year and a half before we really get out of that situation. So obviously the higher oil prices have hurt the automobile industry, causing changes there. So the consumer is continuing to spend, but the point is, as retirees consider places that they might want to retire, rural areas actually become more attractive because of the lower cost of living.
Right.
And they're able to sell their homes in those areas where they had the hyper real estate inflation and come to rural counties in Alabama and get a lot more bang for their buck. So we really think that Alabama is going to be well positioned for continued growth in the retirement segment that we're attracting.
How are we doing here in Northeast Alabama, Gadsden, Jacksonville, Anniston, this part of Alabama?
Well, Northeast Alabama is continuing to gain popularity among retirees because we have the amenities of the Talladega National Forest and the Little River Canyon and the freshwater lakes around Scottsboro, Gunnersville, Weiss Lake. We have the Coosa River, Neely Henry, Lake Logan Martin, and we're situated with easy access to Atlanta, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, yet we have the quieter, safer communities that you can meet people and engage in gardening, walking, golfing, tennis, fishing, reading books, whatever it might be that you're interested in doing when you retire. Right. So the housing is very good quality with reasonable prices. Healthcare is good and is accessible, and ample recreational and cultural opportunities, especially at Jacksonville State University. So I'm really high on Jacksonville, Gadsden area, Anniston, Oxford is growing. Right. But basically, we have a lot to offer.
Before we wrap it up, talk a little bit more about your department in Jacksonville State University.
Sure.
And the type of students that you have. What are they looking to do when they come into the sociology and social work?
Well, sociology is an academic discipline, and a lot of students at the university have to take it as a core requirement. And we have excellent professors from very prestigious universities that teach in sociology. We also have the social work program, and students that come into social work are more interested in working directly with people, getting a license in social work, and going out and working with abused children, working in hospitals, working with the elderly. Now, there again, that's the fastest growing age segment that we have. And so there's going to be a continued need for assistance for those that enjoy working with the older people with things such as assisted living, providing home care, and just a lot of agencies, nursing homes, just to name a few. But attended living, assisted living seem to be the more popular areas these days. And we also serve juveniles. We serve in the health departments, and we've been looking at autism. So a lot of areas in social work are coming about. Working with the disabled is also a growing field. So when they come over and take the Introduction to Social Work course, they basically get a sampling of each of those areas that I'm talking about. And we offer stipends for our students that do their field internship. And that's the thing about social work. They actually do something that's comparable to student teaching, to where they actually go out and work in an agency with a social work supervisor, and they are able to get paid up to $2,000 per semester to do that.
So a young person starting to Jacksonville State University, this would be a good field for them to go in if they're undecided right now.
Social work will continue to have employment needs because of the increased population and the social problems associated with an increased population. So basically, if a person's interested in really getting a master's degree in social work, then they can get a very good salary and be very marketable when it comes to employment. So there's a projected growth need for jobs in social work for many years to come.
Right. You're an expert on retirees. What about yourself? Or are you looking?
Well, I've been around a lot of places over the years looking at retirement places, and I still like Jacksonville, Alabama myself. And all in all, it's hard to beat. I'm an Alabama boy. I love Alabama, and we have some of the best people in this area. I haven't found anything that has made me want to move from here yet. Let's put it that way.
Right. Very understandable. It's good to have you on the program this week. And you folks out there, if you're looking for something to major in, you can contact Dr. Fagan.
Sure.
We'll have his phone number up on the screen, and they'd be happy to talk to you. Dr. Mark Fagan, he's the Department Head of Sociology and Social Work here at Jacksonville State University. And we'll have more of JSU Today right after this break.
Automobiles can be a major source of pollution, so check your car for leaks and keep it tuned. Because when the rains come, it's not that far from our roads to our beaches.
I'm only one person. What can I do?
I'm only one person.
I'm only one person. What can I do?
I'm only one person. What can I do?
Help protect Alabama's waterways. Take action for clean water. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Environmental Management.
I have always heard college is what you make of it. Right now, Career Placement Services have been helping me plan my future through annual job fairs and on-campus interviews. Through their counseling and career services, I was able to take an interest test that showed me what I would like to do. Now I'm majored in business. I'm very excited to know that I'm getting my degree from the top 10% business programs in the country.
For more information, call the JSU Athletic Ticket Office at 256-782-8499 or 1-877-JSU-TIXX.
Welcome back to JSU Today. It's time for our weekly segment, the 125 in 125. And if you're new to the program, this is where I look at the last 125 years of Jacksonville State University history. marking the school's 125th anniversary in 2008, and we do it in 125 seconds each week. World War I began in 1914 and escalated until the United States entered the conflict on April 6, 1917. Many alumni of the Jacksonville Normal School served their country during this time. President Woodrow Wilson came up with the idea of using colleges and universities as training camps for the Army. The Students' Army Training Corps, under the Committee on Education and Special Training in Washington, established units in some 140 schools in the summer of 1918. Nearly 95,000 soldiers were mobilized and trained. The construction of new barracks and a unit of 200 men were authorized for the Jacksonville Normal School. At this time, an epidemic of the Spanish influenza was sweeping across the country. The Army officer assigned to Jacksonville was affected before even getting to Alabama. The temporary officer from Nashville also got the flu soon after arrival. After frantic calls to Washington, D.C., President C.W. Doggett requested the commanding officer at nearby Camp McClellan to come to the aid of the Jacksonville unit. An officer was sent each afternoon to give military drills to the candidates at the school. Dr. John F. Rowan, who was already treating the ill students, was appointed by the Surgeon General of the Army for duty with the Jacksonville unit. Soon, Lieutenant Kenton M. Snyder arrived from the East Texas State Normal School to take command of the Jacksonville Student Army Training Corps. The unit had just gotten underway when news of the signing of the armistice on November the 11th, 1918 was flashed around the world. This closed the short history of the Jacksonville unit. The Secretary of War issued the order demobilizing the Corps on November 26, 1918. The new barracks were left for the school, and one was remodeled into a dormitory for men. Many of the former members of the Corps came back to the normal school and graduated. The Army training program for students in Jacksonville was the foundation for an Alabama National Guard unit and later the Reserve Officer Training Corps. E.J. Landers became the first captain of the Alabama National Guard unit located in Jacksonville. That is the 125 and 125 this week. Next week, life gets back to normal at the Jacksonville School after World War I. More of JSU Today is coming up next.
The College of Arts and Sciences is the largest college at Jacksonville State University, and we offer a wide variety of majors. We offer the traditional science majors like chemistry, biology, physical and earth sciences, geography. We also offer mathematics and computer science, and we offer more socially related majors as well, like social work and sociology, psychology and criminal justice, and we also offer a degree in emergency management.
Call 1-800-231-JAX1, 256-782-5268, or visit us on the web.
Protecting you in war and in peace. Who are we? The members of the Alabama State Bar. With many of us serving as members of the National Guard and Army Reserve, Alabama lawyers and judges uphold our rights and freedoms every day, at home or away. Because freedom is guaranteed by more than guns or tanks. It's guaranteed by law. The Alabama State Bar. Lawyers rendering service in war or peace. Brought to you by the Alabama State Bar and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
For more information, call or visit us on the web.
we continue our conversation with Jacksonville State new men's head basketball coach James Green. We talked a little bit about returning players last week. We'll talk a little bit about the schedule, some other things that are be forthcoming here in 2008, 2009. First of all, Coach, I was, I guess, privy to the booklet that you gave to the committee members and some things as far as your philosophy on discipline. I know it's going to be different for some of our guys. The rumor has been it's going to be early morning practice times. Is what I've heard true?
Well, we will do some early morning work. I think once our guys get accustomed to that, I think they will enjoy it. We found it to be something that our guys over the past kind of dreaded at first, but then it freed up some of their afternoon that they could be normal students.
Now, let me stop you. When we say early morning, we're talking 5:30, is that right?
5 o'clock. You know, if we have to go a little bit earlier, we'll do that also. But it has them up early in the morning. Their mind is fresh. No one's had a bad day. Even myself, you know, right. The day is great. It's a good start. Everybody's fresh and eager to go once we get going. We get practice out of the way. They're up for breakfast. They're up for that early morning class. We will check classes, make sure that they're in classes, and then it gives them an opportunity to come back maybe in the afternoon and maybe do some shooting on their own, work on some individual things. Right. And I think early in the year, in particular in the first semester, and I think with the coaching change and trying to make sure that we get everything in early as we possibly can, because you play so quick now, is that it will give our guys an opportunity to maybe get a leg up.
You know, some of those guys don't know anything about 5 a.m. probably.
Well, we'll introduce them to it. And, you know, like I said, I think once they become accustomed to it, it'll be something that'll be clockwork. And I think they'll start to take a little pride in the fact that they can get up early in the morning and do some work.
All right. We can talk a little bit about the non-conference schedule. I know we've got some non-conference home games, and you're going to play 3 or 4 guarantee games, as the saying goes. Iowa State's going to be one of those, and we'll open the season in mid-November in Columbia against the other set of Gamecocks up there in South Carolina. Is that right?
Well, that is true. You know, obviously it was late to finish up a schedule, and getting the number of home games was very difficult. And so we're playing some non-D1s at home, some of the teams that we've played in the past here. But
and you had to find 2 additional non-conference games with Sanford leaving the league.
Exactly, right? And that left a hole for this time of the year. So we decided to do some things that will help us in recruiting, that will help prepare our team and play some really good quality opponent. You're talking about South Carolina that we have a contract with, Iowa State, UMass. We're working on an in-state game that I think will be very attractive to our fans and obviously give us a chance to recruit better in-state. But we want to play a good schedule. I think that's something that helps build confidence. I think you find out about your weaknesses and your strength and gives you something to shoot for when it comes time to league play.
Well, you'd mentioned earlier, and I think this was in the segment we did last week about recruiting and the late start. You ended up, what, 5 or 6 signees? Has it gone pretty good for you?
I think so. We've taken our time. We've had to work very hard, but we've been very selective. We're kind of caught in between trying to make sure that we take care of ourselves for next year as best we can, but also look at the big picture and make sure that 2-3 years down the road that we have the right people in our program. As everyone knows, we were affected by APR, which we're working on that as we recruit to make sure that we have guys that are come in that want to be a part of this program, that want to get a degree from here and help us improve the APR. We realize that they have a job to do, and we as a coaching staff also have to take care of our business in order to give them that opportunity and make our basketball program better off the floor, and then we'll see more results on the floor.
And July is a big month for recruiting from this point forward, looking ahead to 2009, 2010 and beyond, right?
Well, it really is. One of the fortunate things for us, I think at this point, is that we only have 2 seniors. And we're going to have freshmen, sophomores that are going to be here for a while, and then we're going to be able to add guys in. And with only having 2 scholarships, I think that timing is pretty good because we want to try to go and sign some impact guys. And but we'll be out in the month of July as many places as we possibly can, meeting as many coaches as we possibly can in order to develop a recruiting base within the state of Alabama, throughout Mississippi, Georgia, and then those contacts elsewhere.
I got to tell you, radio guy may not be there at 5 o'clock for many of those practices. Is that okay?
Well, that's part of the deal now. You have to get up and be there with us. And I think if you're there, that'll be our motivation. If you're not there, we'll have to do what we do with our players. We'll have to get you up at 3 o'clock and run you.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's going to be tough. Looking forward to it. Glad that you're here, and best wishes. Good luck on this upcoming season.
Well, thanks, Mike. I am so excited about it, and I know our staff is excited about the upcoming year and the future here for our basketball program.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
James Green, Jacksonville State new men's head basketball coach. Gamecocks will open the season mid-November at South Carolina, and then I think the following week, the first home game here at Pete Matthews Coliseum. JSU Today continues with Mike Hathcock right after these messages.
I think one of the greatest things about Jacksonville State's College of Education is that all of it is student-centered. The professionals and the staff members that work in the College of Education are there to serve the students and the alumni. Even as a recent graduate and on up into my work in education, I can always call on those professors and professionals. When I email them and call them, they're quick to respond with consultation, and they're there to answer questions that I may have now that I'm working in the field.
Forget about it, kid. You're in the storm drain now.
But I should be in the trash can.
People threw all of us down here. Then they hosed in those rotting leaves. We're litter now. We gotta stick together. Here's our ride to the beach.
Litter?
Not just litter, kid. You're pollution.
Don't trash our future. Take action for clean water.